Power is a poison wrapped in velvet. The world teaches you to crave it like a child craves candy, sweet, shiny, easy to grasp but impossible to swallow without choking. They parade it as glory, as the loud clatter of coins, the roar of applause, the adoration of the masses. But real power, it hides in silence and shadows. It's the kind of weight that crushes your bones when you carry it alone. It is not a crown placed on your head by others, nor is it the fleeting flicker of attention in a room full of strangers. Real power is the cold, ruthless clarity to see the world as it is, to stare unblinking into the abyss of chaos and come away unshaken. It is the brutal awareness that nothing owes you kindness, nothing bows to your dreams, and only the ones who command their own mind will ever bend reality to their will. Most never grasp this. They stumble through life like sleepwalkers, puppets tangled in invisible strings, strings pulled tight by unseen hands that laugh as the weak dance. The masses are content to play their roles, victims, dreamers, hopefuls. They clutch illusions and call it faith. They whisper prayers to gods who never answer. They wait for salvation to knock on their door. But you feel the weight of truth pressing into your chest, burning through every lie you've been told. You know the world is a battlefield where weakness is a death sentence, and survival demands something fiercer than hope or wishful thinking. The world does not hand out power as a gift. Power is taken by those who refuse to be broken, by those who bleed and rise and carve their place out of chaos with bare hands. It is earned in the silence where no one watches. It is forged in the nights when the demons howl louder than angels. It is the scarred heart that keeps beating, harder and faster, when everything inside screams to stop. If you want power, you must first burn away every illusion you cling to. You must become the fire, and the ashes, and the steel forged between. Power is awareness, the relentless, merciless seeing of all that is hidden beneath the surface. To be powerful is to be awake when the world sleeps. To see the masks people wear and the poison that lingers beneath smiles. To watch every word, every gesture, every shadow in the room, not just as a fleeting moment but as a thread in the web of control. The fool mistakes power for brute strength, for loud defiance or flashy displays. But the ruler, the one who truly holds dominion, craves clarity. They are patient hunters, waiting for the cracks in the armor, the fracture in the mind, the moment when chaos can be seized and bent. You cannot dominate what you do not understand. And understanding is not a gift, it is a brutal process of stripping away every comforting lie, tearing off the skin of delusion until only raw, pulsing truth remains. The world is not kind. It is not just or fair. It does not pause for the weak or the timid. It is a battlefield painted in shades of gray where survival belongs only to those who see clearly enough to strike first and strike hard. Every interaction is a transaction, a battlefield of wills where every word spoken, every glance exchanged, every silent breath drawn, carries weight and consequence. Nothing is given freely. Nothing is taken without cost. The weak live by hope and emotion, handing pieces of themselves away without calculating the price. The strong, the rulers, know better. They understand the law of balance. Every exchange must tilt in their favor, even if by the smallest margin. They see the world as a ledger where debts are paid in full, and power is the currency that buys freedom. If you cannot master this law, you will forever remain a spectator, powerless, broken, forgotten. To hold power, you must master control, not just control of others, but control of your own mind and your reactions. The world throws chaos like a tempest, trying to break you, to make you flinch, rage, or crumble. The reactive mind is a slave to circumstance. The true ruler moves like a shadow through the storm, deliberate, precise, unshaken. They do not allow rage or fear to dictate their path. Every decision is a calculated step, every response a weapon wielded with cold intent. To control your mind is to control your fate. To master your silence is to drown out the noise of 1,000 lies screaming for your attention. But this mastery comes at a cost: solitude. The higher you climb, the lonelier you become. Friends become ghosts. Allies vanish when the weight gets too heavy. The weak fear solitude because in silence their insecurities echo too loudly. But the ruler, he finds sanctuary there. In the absence of distraction, in the echo of his own thoughts, clarity sharpens like a blade. The silence becomes a forge where strength is hammered out of pain and isolation. If you fear standing alone, you are not yet ready to lead. The path to power is a desert, barren, cold, and merciless. Only those who walk it alone discover the truth hidden in the shadows. The world is not built on order. It is built on chaos, a swirling storm of violence, lies, and shattered dreams. Only those who master chaos can claim true power. The weak beg for stability, for a calm that will never come. The strong do not wait for calm. They carve it from the storm itself with hands hardened by fire and blood. They do not seek to control people but to command the storm behind them, bending it to their will like a blacksmith shapes molten steel. Chaos is their battlefield, their canvas, their weapon. To conquer it is to conquer everything. Trust is a dangerous currency, and security is an illusion that breaks the weak. Expect nothing. Depend on no one. Every reliance on another is a crack in your armor. A single moment of weakness is an invitation for betrayal. The ruler stands alone, guided only by his own mind and vision. The world will try to shake you, to mold you into a shadow of what you could be, to fill you with doubt. But those who control themselves cannot be controlled by others. They are the masters of their own fate, the architects of their own destiny. Purpose is not something given. It is something taken, wrested from the void by sheer force of will. The weak wait for life to hand them meaning, to tell them who they are. They drown in indecision, waiting for permission to exist. The strong do not wait. They tear purpose from the darkness and sculpt it from pain and fire. Complaints and excuses are for those who refuse to act. Construction is for those who dare to build their empire from nothing. You must become the architect of your own meaning, the smith of your own fate. Power is a burden few can bear. The throne is heavy weighted with loneliness, responsibility, and sacrifice. Those who seek to share this burden invite betrayal. The moment you lean on another, you hand them the knife to cut you down. Leadership is not companionship. It is a solitary march through the wilderness of doubt, a journey across a barren land where only the strong survive. The weak seek comfort, only to find knives in their backs. The ruler embraces the weight and grows stronger under its pressure. The final truth is merciless. A king who cannot stand alone is a king doomed to fall. The only true power is the power over oneself, the mastery of mind, body, and spirit. The world does not respect weakness. It does not wait for the hesitant. It does not forgive the unaware. It will tear you apart if you let it. But those who rise, those who command, those who conquer carve their names into eternity with fire and blood. You will face nights when the silence screams louder than the world ever did. You will stand on the edge of despair and stare into the abyss where your worst fears wait to swallow you whole. But from this darkness, you will rise. Because power is not born in light, it is forged in shadow, in struggle, in the relentless refusal to break. You must become the storm and the calm within it, the fire that burns and the ice that does not melt, the shadow that stalks the weak and the steel that cannot be bent. You must take power, not wait for it. You must bleed for it. Suffer for it. Become it. This is your crucible. Your reckoning. Your moment. The world will try to break you. It will try to make you small, invisible, insignificant. But you will rise. You will stand alone when everyone else has fled. You will look into the chaos and command it to obey. You will silence the doubt with the roar of your will. There is no mercy here. There is only power. And power belongs to those who dare to seize it alone, unbroken, unstoppable. Step into the abyss. Rise. Command. Conquer. Because in the end, the throne belongs only to the one who stands when everyone else has fallen.